Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep and welcome back to the Butcher Circus. Today we are gonna be trying something very cool. So this team that I have right here might seem extremely weird, but this team should technically be the most familiar to me because it is the first team that I ever played when I joined the Butcher Circus. So let us see if we can actually make it work. We are playing against Mr. D, you know, the one and only, and it looks like he's playing an extremely weird DOT team, having a Hellion and the Jester in the backline. So that's not something you'd see every day, but we won't complain too much about it. I feel like since there's a lot of AoE with this Impale and all that, I'm just gonna drop the Duelist Advance first. Now the problem with that is that it only has like 85 accuracy on the repulse, so it's pretty much gonna miss the repulse, but if it doesn't, it's gonna hit, it's gonna hurt quite a lot. So the story behind this team, why did I pick these four characters? Well, a Spanish man, a Spanish professor told me, hey Shepherd Doggy, I wasn't Shepherd Doggy back then, but hey Cetra, there is a new Butcher Circus, a PvP mode for Darkest Dungeon, and at that point I hadn't played Darkest Dungeon for like a year. And he said, do you want to try it out with me? And I was like, oh, I haven't played with him in ages. He wanted to play Dead by Daylight with me. I was kind of avoiding him, and I just said, okay, well, you know what, let's give it a try. And so I did give it a try, and as it is obvious, I was absolutely in love with the Butcher Circus. You know, I've been playing it for over 2 years now, and if it wasn't for that Spanish friend, I would not be here today, I don't think. But yeah, here we are playing the Butcher Circus, and the first team that I ever did, well, it's kind of the usual suspects instead you have a Leper instead of Crusader, because I did very much like the Leper because, you know, he's a super chunky character, he's a super high damage dealing. I just thought, that's probably gonna be good, right? You know, just the usual casual, like, basic beach backline, and then you have the Higher Man for that repulse. It's basically a dual kind of team. Now, there's a lot of DOT coming into our Leper, which isn't great, but it's also not the end of the world. Right now, I'm gonna go for a Vendetta, and I'm gonna drop it on this Shield Breaker, because getting her dodge down, I think, is gonna be more important than getting the Jester's dodge down. Getting his dodge down is very important too, but his dodge is gonna go down after he finales anyway, and I think that's gonna be a little more important. So that's the Reign of Sorrows. Yeah, I think that the play right now is to actually stun the Shieldbreaker before there's another pull. I don't want that to happen right now. I don't want this vessel to go to position 1, so we do that, and after that we wait for what they do, and then we're probably just gonna go for Battlefield Medicine on the Leper, because right now he's taking like 12 damage in terms of DOT, and that's not great. It's gonna be an if it bleeds on the Vestal. Ow, 17? Jeez, since when do you 17? Okay, how did she do so much damage? My goodness. That Executioner's Halberd, and if it bleeds, somehow did some okay damage. I have no idea how it did that much. But we're gonna drop the Battlefield Medicine now to make sure the Leper is alive and well. And then the Leper is gonna do some serious damage. We have the plus 15 accuracy, the plus 35 damage, and plus 11 crit, and the Eagle Eye Talisman. So you should be able to do a lot right now. Of course, that the vessel's gonna drop to their store, but it's gonna be quite meaningless because we can just go for a Hue or something of the likes right now, and then we can react. I'm thinking of actually going for a chop on this Shieldbreaker, and we're gonna play it risky. We are gonna play it risky, so now she's gonna pass, and right now I can either go for a heal with the Vestal, which is a play, or I can go for a death blow with the point-blank shot. Now, if the point-blank shot death blow fails, it's not good. It is very much not good, because now I'm kind of screwed. Depending on what my opponent wants to do, there's probably going to be a puncture. No, there's going to be a Serpent Sway first. That's an interesting play. I personally would have gone for a puncture, 50-50 death, but no, I didn't do that! I hate the Butcher Circus so much. I did not do that, but I can still go for a heal. The thing is, I just hovered the mouse a little bit too far to the left. I clicked once, and then even though I was clicking on the Vestal, it was far too gone, and the Plague Doctor action just happened. I absolutely despise it when that happens. And now I'm in some danger right now. I'm in some danger. That is true. I'm in some absolute danger. I'm gonna go for a Divine Grace on myself. Oh, 32. My goodness, that is good. But in terms of who's actually winning, I mean, I'm doing some decent damage to their backline. They don't have a lot of healing apart from that, apart from the Flagellant's big heals. But right now I don't have my repulse up, which means that a lot of damage is going to go through. I'm going to go for a Hue. That's a crit for 25 on the Hue, jeez. And that's also one Aegis block gone from that Shieldbreaker. So minus 20 dodge being super helpful here, meaning that we actually do still have a hit chance. And look at that, accuracy going up because I got a crit. So the more you hit and crit, the more you hit with the lever. So that is quite helpful. It's going to be Ring of Swords on the back line, just more damage onto our Vessel, but she's still okay. And I think that right now the play is probably going to be to go for this on the... I could go on the Shieldbreaker, but I'm going to go on the Hellion because I think we're very likely to get a death blow here. I can go Plague Grenade, I can go for a stun, I can do a lot of nasty things. And that's great, doing nasty things with the team is great. I think I'm going to go Plague Grenade because if we do also get to hit that Jester, we will do pretty well. Also, I should have mentioned that, of course, this isn't the setup I had when I first played this team. I had a really bad setup. But yeah, there's going to be a pull, 95% chance of getting the pull to actually work, and of course it does work. And I think that right now I could go for an immediate stun. Maybe that isn't the best play though. Maybe that isn't the best play, because he's probably going to do a lot of damage to us. You know what, I'm just going to move back with the Plague Doctor here. I think that's going to be my plan, and this is going to be a really close match. I can feel it already. This is going to be a pretty close one. It's good that the Shieldbreaker is kind of in a rough spot. That is very, very helpful for us. And after whatever happens right now, we're definitely going to go for a Hue, or are we? Because the Flagellant's going to be able to heal. That's a damage for 9, and I think that right now I can't hit the Hellion anymore. So I think I'm actually going to go for a very weird play. I'm going to go Comfort here, hopefully get some big heals. That's only a 6, I mean that's not bad, 6 on everyone. That's a 24 heal, but yeah, it could have been better. Right now there's probably... The problem with this punish is that it's likely going to drop me to Death's Door. And then I'm going to have to Solemnity. And the other problem with that is that even if it didn't, me going for a Hue right now would make it so even if I drop the Flagellant to Death's Door, I wouldn't be able to kill him quite immediately, and even though I dropped the Shieldbreaker down an Aegis, she would be able to heal from the Flagellant dropping to Death's Door, and she would also heal, so that wouldn't be great. I'm gonna go for the Solemnity right now, and I very much doubt that this Hellion goes for the breakthrough. Yeah, she goes Adrenaline Rush, but as long as we have the Riposte up, this is a decent situation for us. I think we go for the Plague Grenade before you can't. I could have gone for the heal as well, but I think this might be more helpful because that's both those characters dropping to their store, and the Plague Grenade is very helpful here. So in terms of the drinks that we actually have, because I've barely mentioned them, we have Volatile Concoction on this Plague Doctor, which means that you actually have great accuracy and you have the more blind chance, so it's really impactful for the Plague Grenade. It's a great trinket to have. In terms of other trinkets, I have the Amputation Sign in case we do go to like position 1 and have to use it. Plus melee skills, plus bleed skill chance, and plus accuracy versus bleeding. It's a really good trinket if you actually want to go Incision. Makes Incision not bad. Right now, though, I think the play here is actually going to be to move forward with the Leper, as weird as that looks. Because I kind of have to keep my Vessel for healing, but I think that this Shieldbreaker is in a really rough spot, because I'm probably going to go Open Vein, and unless the Flagellant goes for heal, by the start of next round I'll go Point Blank Shot, because I always go first. That's something that was very lucky that happened to us, is that we always go first here. So we are gonna take advantage of it, obviously. Jester's gonna act, he's gonna go for Dark Stab actually. Does it do enough? No, it doesn't. Does not do enough, and now it's my turn to act. I can act with the Vesper, I can act with any other character. Really? Wow, the Flagellant's out of position. I guess he's probably gonna go for a heal then. We are gonna go for Comfort, just heal everyone again for 6. It's a 5% crit chance on each character with the Comfort, so that could always come in handy. In terms of the Vessel, we have the Tome of Fury, so plus 15 accuracy range skills works for both these abilities, so our accuracy is actually pretty decent. Plus 40% debuff skill chance, sadly we don't make use of it in this setup, and plus 30% stun chance. So for the Dazzling Light, you're gonna have a 130% stun chance, which means you can pretty much stun everyone reliably. Never punished, says Mr. D. Never punished indeed, the Hellion stays alive, but the Vessel doesn't drop to 0 HP, which is a great success right now, I'm gonna have to say. And let's see, he's not dropping to 0. I think the play is gonna be to go for this. There's probably gonna be a heal now, right? Most likely there's gonna be a heal now. Redeem on the Shieldbreaker. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go redeem on the Shieldbreaker, or maybe just move forward to position 1. but then you lose the finale pressure, and that's not great. But so yeah, there's going to be a redeem on that Shieldbreaker, and now it is up to me as of what I want to do. So he's dropping to 0, she's dropping to 0. There's going to be a finale on someone for sure. Yeah, there's going to be a finale. There's still another sway. That is so bloody annoying that there's still another sway. I think I go for a death blow here while we can, kind of. Let's go for the death blow. Let's go for this 40%. We don't take it, sadly, but we do blight the Flagellant, so he's gonna start taking closer to Death's Door. But I mean, Flagellant's just such a pain to deal with. He is so painful to deal with. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to break through him. So Leper, he just has the usual setup. We've seen this recently as Eagle Eye, Talisman, Snuff. That means he's very resistant to stuns, he's very resistant to getting pushed. That doesn't mean he's resistant to getting disrupted. As we've seen, there have been punctures on my characters, and that's not giving us a good time. You know, that like that's one way of putting it. It's not giving us a good time. It's giving us a horrible time. But now we can actually go forward with the duelist advance and keep our riposte, and that's what I'll do. I'll go for 55! Oh, that's so unlucky. I failed the 55 here, and I failed the 25, a 40, and the 55 on killing that Hellion. She's somehow still alive. And Mr. D is gonna go for the 60, and he's gonna get it immediately. Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. He's gonna get it, I'm telling you. He's gonna go for the 60, and the Jester is very likely gonna get the death blow. I don't know, he's thinking a lot about it. He might want to go for a finale. Oh, he has a lot of damage. Yeah, he can finale the Harman, no problem. But doesn't get a crit out of it, which is definitely good for us, because now we can go for a stun and get a kill on that Hellion. I think we definitely have to get a kill on the Hellion if we want to win this. I can go for this, I can go for this. This is more hit chance, so... Oh my god, she lives! What? I don't even stun her? What are you talking about? There is no justice in this world. Oh my god, that is so annoying. I cannot believe it. There's gonna be Wicked Attack, just immediate death. Well, I mean, yeah, there's Executioner's Elbow, but come on. Jeez, the lack of justice is absolutely horrible. But yeah, that's kind of what happens when you play a team like this. That just kind of doesn't work too well with each other, because, I mean, characters, like, they're all decent, but they're not doing anything to help each other out. Let's just, let's put it that way. They really aren't doing anything for each other. I think right now I have to play risky and I have to get a death blow, because after a heal, it'll just be GG. I have to go for that, and I have to survive a 50-50 right now with this slapper. I just have to play it risky. Because if I don't, it's gonna be too little too late. There's gonna be a puncture, please, come on, give me a move res one day. Yeah, this is also the problem of playing Shieldbreaker, you know, especially... yeah, I mean, it's playing Plague Doctor, especially against a Shieldbreaker, just means that you're gonna have a horrible time. Now there's gonna be a Punish, there's gonna be a Dirk Stab, that's very likely gonna be a death blow, but it's not a confirmed death blow chance. There is one way we win this, it's probably gonna be the Harvest though. Yeah, just one way we win this, it's if we survive that, and then we go for Solemnity and we get a crit heal out of it. Sadly, that's not gonna happen, we're gonna tick down to Death's Door, but we do still have Plague Grenade, and 25, we don't take it, but we're gonna get an Affliction, but that's gonna be all she wrote for Shepherd Doggy. So we're gonna give this team not another try. I'm gonna give the Highman another try, because I actually feel like playing him. I feel like he did an okay job, he just got unlucky. And I'll see you again in match number 2. Alright, and here we go, on to a match number 2 against our favorite Mr. D. And it looks like they are... What is this? Okay, they're definitely playing a strength team now. And it looks like a very prot-heavy strength team with an Occultist in position 2 with both his heals. That is really weird. It looks like he also has some Mark synergy, but not the Mark trinket for that Arbalist. I think that first things first, I could go Bulwark, but I think I'm gonna start off with the V-Spell. So you might be wondering, what the hell are you playing, Shep? What is this team? I've never seen this before. What is your Man at Arms in position for? Why do both these characters not have Holy Lands? If the Man at Arms gets pulled, he gets absolutely destroyed. Yeah, that's true. We do have the Snuff to help prevent that happen. It could still very much fail, but oh, come on, please, slam, resist, 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 resist. Yes, Warrior Spanner coming in super clutch right there. And now we can drop this bolster to help us out. So we are playing a very defensive team. We have a Man at Arms with both the Snuff and the Numbing Incense, so in case I want to guard someone, you are not stunning him. You are absolutely not stunning him. A Crusader with Sacred Blade has a 0% chance of stunning the Man at Arms. That's how brutal this amount of stun resist is. We have the Abomination here, which is going to be our win condition. Our win condition is to spam B-Smile. We have the Spike Chain for the blind chance and the damage for the ranged skills, in case they do actually try and hit him into the riposte. So I can actually hit back for a lot harder than what I usually do. We're going to blight, we're going to apply a lot of stress, and we are basically going to destroy the enemy midline. So kind of like what J-Man has been doing with the midline destruction teams and all that, this is also kind of one of those. We do have the Crusader here. I'm thinking whether or not I want to go Arc of Light. I mean, there's an argument to do it, but I think Zealous is going to be much more... you know what, let's do it. I think the prot overall could be helpful here. As the game goes on, I think the prot could be slightly helpful, so I'm just going to drop Arc of Light anyway. If I had a command buff already, definitely Zealous first. But since I don't, then yeah, who cares? We have a Flagellant here in the front line with Conduit of Absolution, Crimson Hook. He's gonna hit a riposte for that. It doesn't do that much stress, right? Yeah, it only does 10 because the debuff applies first. And now I can go for Reign of Sorrows. We only get one hit, but we do get it on the Occultist, surprisingly. So not having the extra accuracy means that the Flagellant, as powerful as he isn't really gonna have too much of a good time against this amount of dodge. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do it anyway. It's gonna be in the Vessel Artillery. Sadly, the riposte does not work, and there is Fleshbound Grimoire, so we're gonna have to be very careful with the amount of horror that we take. So we only take like half horror from that because we have Pulsar and we have Numbing Incense, so a lot less stress being dealt. And we're gonna drop this command. I am 100% gonna drop a Inspiring Cry, or am I? Am I going to drop an Inspiring Cry? Because Zealous Accusation would be really important right now. It would make these characters really hurt. I'm going to have to think about it, but that's a lot of horror being dealt to our A-Bomb, and I don't like that. I absolutely don't like the amount of horror that's being dealt. I think he's going to go for another slam. No, he's actually going to de-transform. He's probably going to stun my Crusader. At least that's what I think he wants to do. No, he wants to stun the riposte. Absolute madman. It could fail. Sadly, it doesn't fail. Well, with the riposte being gone, I'm not sure if I still want to go Inspiring Cry, because I might lose the stress race that way. I'm really gonna have to think hard about it, but first things first, I'm gonna go for this Crimson Hook, Reign of Sorrow. Sadly, no bleed applied on the Arbalist. Come on, Crimson Hook, you're letting me down. It's a pretty decent chance of getting it. It's a 70, but oh well, what can you do? The Arbalist is just chilling right now. There's going to be a Zealous Accusation, some okay damage, and some very okay stress too. And do I want to clear the horror is the question. Do I want to clear the horror? Do I want to go Zealous? Let's see, how much damage is Zealous doing? 4 to 6, 6 to 10, you know what? Zealous it is. I could go for the stress heal. I'll do it once there's more horror applied. Yeah, I'll just go for it later. It's actually going to be a battlefield banish to keep that occultist alive and well. That's helpful for my opponent for sure. But now I'm going to take a lot of stress here. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Abyssal Artillery. No, the crit! Of course there's a crit as well. 24 stress. I'm not quite afflicted from that, thankfully. I'm going to click right now. I take 26. How? Oh, plus stress taken. Jeez. Yeah, almost enough to get me afflicted. Please do not go for an afflicting move right now, because I want to clear that horror. Please don't go suppressing fire or tentacles. Please don't do either of those. Please, no. Go for heal, No! Okay, I'm gonna get afflicted. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get afflicted from that, but I can still clear the horror. I can still do some okayly nasty stuff. I go paranoid, so say goodbye to my damage. And I think that I just have to keep going aggressive here. Because going defensive doesn't really help when there's 4 characters outputting stress. That's kind of the problem with stress heals, is that as good as they are, if the entire enemy team doesn't feel any qualms about just going aggressive into you, you won't be able to do too much. This time we actually get a crit, finally, and that occultist is almost afflicted as well. He can't go Abyssal Artillery right now. I mean, he can, but he's gonna take some heavy damage for it, and if he does, I'm just gonna clear the stress and the horror, so I think that would be a really weird play. I think he's gonna go for a self-heal or something like that. Let's see, what does he want to do? He's actually gonna go Vulnerability Axe on my Crusader. Gets a crit, of course, because why not? And that's more stress on the other characters. I might go for a stress heal on the Man-at-Arms. That's an idea. Or I might just keep going aggressive. If I get a crit right now, yes, that's an affliction, right? That's an affliction under that sword too. So the enemy Abomination, like, our Abomination isn't looking too good, but the enemy Abomination is looking even worse right now, because we do get that crit. Command buff for the plus 4% crit chance coming in super clutch. and the enemy Zealous Accusation hits pretty hard, but we live for now. For now, that is. I could go for a Bellow. That doesn't do anything. I'm gonna go Command. No, he says no. Well, Paranoid. First turn, act out immediately, right? Yeah, what can you do? Because plus accuracy, plus crit chance, I mean, you just can't go wrong with it. Now I have a confirmed chance of always hitting that Occultist, and with the next Rain of Swords, he's going to be dropping to Death's Door, he's going to be getting afflicted, it's just going to be great. There's going to be a transformation right now. Also, I still haven't transformed. There's going to be a Slam. If the Slam works, I'm definitely going to go for a Stress Heal. Slam doesn't work. Slam doesn't work, which means I can actually go Zealous, but do I want to go Zealous is the question. Well, it would be pretty impactful. Would it be the win? Maybe, maybe not. I think first I'm gonna go Rain of Swords though, because that's gonna afflict the Occultist. That's gonna make the Arbals take even more DOT, and if she wants to go for a heal on the Occultist, she's still gonna be like only half HP and also blighting out, and she's also going to be ticking down to Death's Door quickly. So the Abomination is going to pass with the Irrational. Wonderful act out for us right there. That is absolutely amazing. Crusader, 95 stress. I could go for a stress heal or I could go for damage. Our crit chance right now is amazing. I'm gonna go for it. Nah, we don't get a single crit. We don't get the death blow either, even with the Rite of Execution, but a little bit extra stress on the other characters, so you just can't go too wrong with it. 135 stress on that Abomination. You should always point that out because that makes it so 135 J-Man makes a comment on it. Yeah, I do think he will make a comment on that. The 135 stress right there. In every single match, there's always 135 somewhere. You just have to find it. Jarvels is gonna act now. Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna go Battlefield Bandage. Gets a crit out of it. That's full HP. Okay, that's not too good for us. That is definitely not too good. And right now we do still have pulse accuracy, but only for a little bit. I think I'm gonna click. No, don't click yet. Don't click yet. I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna. Oh my god. Oh, Abominations. What are you doing this match? The Abominations are throwing. They are absolutely throwing. There's going to be an Abyssal Artillery. Hopefully don't crit. Hopefully, says Shepherd Doggy. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm going to waste a lot of stress right now. Like, that 40 stress is only going to do 6, so that's a good outcome for us. That's definitely great. And Irrational immediate act out for the Affliction on the Crusader. Wonderful. And now I can drop another command if I want, or I can drop a Bellow. Well, Bellow is gonna do some amount of stress. I'm gonna go for a Bellow right now, because that's gonna get the Crusader closer to Affliction. With like an Act Out or two, that could have been an Affliction on the Crusader, so I think that was worth it. We already have 2 command buffs. Actually, only have 1 right now, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine, as of right now. Occultist went Masochistic, so he no longer has that very high dodge. The Monkey's Paw is just getting negated. But that Crusader is gonna be difficult to deal with. Extra stress on the Flash, and we do still have the extra accuracy. Hopeless don't. Okay, Hopeless didn't. 50-50 doesn't get the death blow. God damn, Abomination lives. And a lot of stress wasted on the enemy Crusader. He goes Irrational. I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. We have a Flagellant, right? So with Content of Absolution, we haven't used a single of our heals. But let's address the elephant in the room again. We are getting very close to Affliction. Maybe I should have cleared that. There's going to be an Absolution right now. That's going to be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I think I should have cleared the horror on the Flagellant. I think keeping the Flagellant out of Affliction would have won me the match. I think I've committed a huge misplay. But it is not okay. It is not okay. Do I move back so I can... I'm probably just gonna transform and move forward or something with the Abomination right now. I still haven't transformed once, so I can still apply the Horror, and the Horror is gonna be very helpful right now. But yeah, I've been able to apply a lot of stress without making use of that Horror, which is surprising. The Abomination having that amount of HP is going to be difficult to deal with, and of course there's going to be a crit that's almost a dead Crusader. Crusader should be dead really soon. Somehow the Flagellant dodges though, so we take those. And right now we're going to transform. The stress, the stress, it's stressing me out. I'm going to apply Horror on the enemy team and just move forward here. So sadly we couldn't have gone for a Slam or anything in the likes, but no, we'll manage. We'll definitely manage. The Crusader's probably gonna die from a Vulnerability Hex or something like that. I am hoping that the Vulnerability Hex, I'm hoping that Masochistic just makes him do something else. I don't think that can even happen, but I'm really hoping for it. I get a crit right there. That's a lot of stress. It's a lot of duty on the occultist. He's sticking down to Death's Door again. Oh, not quite to Death's Door, but he's sticking close to it. That's 0 damage, but does it do enough stress? It doesn't, but it doesn't matter because I can't go for a heal with the Flagellant, and the Crusader is already at Death's Door and with horror on him. So I'm gonna have to say that's gonna be GG and all she wrote for the Crusader. In the meanwhile, we can go for some other actions. We have 2 command buffs. That's... okay, that's another command buff. Okay, sure, that's 3 command buffs. That's a little unnecessary. I wanted to go for a Bellow to afflict the Arbles, but okay, fine, whatever you say. The plan right now is going to be to lose the Crusader, but let it not impact us too much. Act out Mark, wonderful stuff. There's going to be another crit from that. I mean, I know the crit chance is okay, but he doesn't have a single command buff. He's just been critting left, right, and center. That's very annoying. Right now, the Abomination is going to waste a lot of stress. And as long as Paranoid doesn't do something stupid, and by something stupid I mean that, and as long as we stay alive, we can de-transform and we can go for a Solemnity and kind of just stay alive. So we're gonna do that, and alive we are. We no longer have any absolutions, but we do still have the second transformation, and I'm gonna apply a lot of power with that second transform. While the enemy's horror is like kind of almost gone against my Flagellant, I still have a lot of power to apply. The thing is, I really need to kill, like, the enemy team if I want to win with the Flagellant, like 1v4 or something. Like, I really need to start getting rid of him soon. Very, very soon. I could get afflicted right now. I will very likely get afflicted right now. Do I click here or do I go for it first? I think I go for it first. I'm gonna go Rapturous. Dungeon Master is always tested, Rapturous, what a surprise. And now you can go for that Drain of Swords. I could also go for a Punish here. That's also an idea, but I think that the Abomination is considerably less scary than the Occultist. 30% crit chance on each character, by the way, no crits. A little bit extra stress, unimpactful because it hit the Arbalist, but she's gonna go Fearful, so that's a pass chance. That's good. It's good that she does get a pass chance from that. So it would be nice if somehow my Crusader managed to stay alive, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Also, if Rapturous had to act out here himself, I could have gone for a Redeem on the Crusader, but sadly, fate would not have it that way. So there's 4 afflictions on each side, which means that just about anything could happen at just about any time, and the Crusader is gone. Let's see, does Irrational do something stupid? No, no act out. He did get a pass earlier, so I'm not going to complain too much about it, but I need to kill these 2 characters like yesterday. I need to kill them like yesterday. That's how bad the situation is right now. I'm gonna go for another Rain of Swords. That's a crit right there. That's not gonna help, actually. That's not gonna help. It would have been better without a crit, but that means that the Bellow is also gonna be very, very impactful here. But yeah, this is rough, because these 2 need to go, and then I can actually win. Like, the Abomination against the Flagellant doesn't do all that much, because Manacles heals my stress, and doesn't do all that much damage, and the stun chance isn't great. Zealous definitely does way more. There's Irrational, so that's a little less damage, but it definitely does much more. There's going to be a heal right now. Yeah, please refuse it, Masochistic. Whoa, there we go, Masochistic! Masochistic for the win. Self-heal on that Arbalist. We do still have only 1 command buff. Jeez, I just... what? How? Did I just act all those command buffs out? Unbelievable. Oh, but I have to Bellow right now, and with this Bellow, the enemy Occultist will be dead, unless there's a heal from the Crusader. But the thing is, if you go for a heal with the Crusader, first off you have Irrational. Irrational can do anything. And then you have Masochistic. Masochistic can refuse. It's a 33% chance of refusing. And I hope it happens. 33% chance of refusing, both with Paranoid and with the Masochistic. So a little bit extra stress. Oh, what does that do? Mark, of course, that's the second Mark act out, and that's a crit heal. Okay, sure, no problem. I'm gonna get another heart attack. Paranoid, don't pass. Paranoid, don't pass. It doesn't pass, and now I can transform. Transform, a lot of horror applied on everyone. Round 7 transformation. Very unusual, but I think the Abomination is dead unless there's a Zealous. A Zealous right now could probably be a huge mistake, because it could help me keep these 2 characters alive through the use of Redeem. Obviously want to use Redeem, and that's stress on everyone. That's so helpful. Irrational, a little bit extra stress. That's great. That's wonderful. And now there's the only play you can do is Zealous, but Zealous is a mistake here. Yeah, he's gonna go for Rally to the Flame. He doesn't want my characters to actually live. That's smart. That's very smart. I think the play right now is to click this Man at Arms and probably drop another command buff before he can't. Ooh. Yeah, the Bell right now doesn't do all that much, so I'm gonna drop a command buff. Of course the Abomination says no, because he's paranoid, but at least it still applies on the Flagellant, and that's helpful. I think the backline is gonna die soon, and then it's gonna be kind of a 1v3. The problem is that killing the Arbles is going to be difficult, and yeah, the Abomination's dead now, and yeah, killing the Arbles is going to be pretty darn difficult. I mean, killing everyone's going to be pretty darn difficult. Extra stress, but thankfully no act outs. I could go for a Punish right now. Punish would definitely hurt. This would also kind of hurt, but she could just heal herself and then she's alive. I think I have to go for the Crusader. Please bleed, please bleed. Okay, that's a bleed, that's nice. And that's a little extra stress because of the bleed, but still didn't hurt all that much. With the crit chance, with the Crimson Hook, and with the commands, and with the punish crit chance, and with the base chance, you kind of have to hope for getting a lot of stress with these punishes, or else at the end of the match you're not going to be doing too well. There's still going to be Rally to the Flames here, surprisingly, quite surprisingly too. There's still 16 stress on that Crusader. He could be gone right now, actually, depending on what happens. I'm not sure if I want to... I don't think that's enough stress. I mean, I have plus stress taken, so it probably is. Yeah, it probably is enough stress. That means I'm gonna have a heart attack, and after a heart attack, yeah, it's not great. I think I have to go for Punish right now, because it will do great. It will punish that Crusader down to 0, do some extra stress, and he's gonna have a heart attack, and he's gonna have a lot of stress on him. So the 16 stress plus the Death Door isn't enough to actually make him die, but if Irrational does something stupid and we can go for a Bellow, he's gone. So it's gonna be Rally to the Flame, Fearful doesn't say no, and the Crusader gets to stay alive, but he's alive in a tenuous position. Let's put it that way. He's in a super tenuous position. I'm gonna act out hit myself, good job, and I might go for a Bellow here. How good is a Bellow? Well, it barely does stress. I mean, command buff for the crits, right? I think I command buff for the crits. It would cause a heart attack on the Crusader, but that wouldn't help me all that much, because then he's just gonna be at the amount of HP he was at before. And oh, the crit heal. The crit heal is also annoying, but he's actually not gonna take enough stress from that because of the crit heal. That's annoying. Yeah, that's very annoying. And he still has a little bit of stress on him. Finally goes for some sort of act out. That is good for us. And now we can do something. I think we go for the Bell before anything else. As long as the Man at Arms is alive. Please don't. Irrational. Okay. Just some stress, and I'm gonna drop that Bell. So the Abomination is now dead to the stress. Yeah, he's definitely dead to the stress, and because of that act out, we actually managed to do enough to the Crusader, and he has a heart attack, so this is a good position for us, because he can't hit the Flagellant, he has to kill the Man at Arms first, and if he wants to kill the Man at Arms, the only thing you can do is Suppressing Fire. But if you want a Suppressing Fire, then you have to go heal with Rally to the Flame, and if you heal with Rally to the Flame, I definitely do 4 damage. I mean, I'm Rapturous, you caused this on yourself, you made me Rapturous, you're giving me plus 25% damage, and don't forget the insane amount crit chance I have, and yeah, you're just dead now. Unless that's a crit heal, the Crusader dies, and with the Crusader dead, well, actually 2 to 5, that's not quite a kill. I have to get a crit out of it or a high roll. 2 to 5, that means it can do 2, 3, 4, or 5, and there's a high crit chance. If you get that kill, we win, but if we take this skill right now, that could also be helpful. I'm gonna go for the kill on the Abomination. Maybe it does some extra stress on the other characters from dying, and that's still gonna be quite helpful. Come on, okay, Abomination's dead. We just take the confirmed kill, and now it's 1v2. Arbles is gonna have is gonna drop to Death's Door, and she has to go for a heal right now. Oh, that's a misplay. That's gotta be a misplay, I think. Actually, oh, it's not enough stress. I'm actually annoyed that it isn't enough stress, believe it or not. I wanted it to be enough stress, so the Man at Arms would die, so I'd get the plus damage buff, so I could kill this Crusader more reliably. But right now, I can just drop a Rain of Sorrows, and it's definitely gonna... Oh, it's not gonna do enough. It's not gonna do enough, actually. This is 2 to 5, I have to go for it. Oh my god. Wait, he bleeds! He bleeds! Okay, he bleeds. So that's great for us. That means he can't act, he has to pick the Arbles first. Come on, Fearful, finally, pass. Fearful has been fearful for like 5 rounds. Irrational has been irrational for like 5 rounds, and all of them just stay alive. Like, they don't care. Jeez Louise. Don't forget I had like a 26% crit chance as well, and I just didn't take it, but what can you do? Okay, let's remember that the Abomination died round 11, and let's keep on going with this match. So I can't go Rain of Swords unless it does enough damage, so I'm gonna go for a Punish right now. It's gonna cause a heart attack, and I'm just gonna keep putting my opponent in check. Fearful always has like a 12% chance of passing, Irrational has a 5. Irrational can do a lot of silly things, Fearful can do a lot of silly things, but it's rough when they just... Okay, finally. Finally Irrational does something dumb, which means I might actually have a good chance of just taking the W here. I'm not sure if you want to go Bola. I'm not sure if you want to go Bola on me. I mean, I will address the elephant in the room again, which is the fact that Flagellant hasn't had a single act out in like 6 rounds. And keep in mind that Flagellant can do just about anything with his act outs. He can hit other characters, he can hit himself, he can go like exsanguinate on the corpse, he can do anything. It's gonna be Crusader acting. He did decide to go Bola, and is he actually gonna go Zealous right now? No, it's gonna be Rally to the Flame. Okay. Well, it's gonna heal you, but now if I do 4 damage... Come on, give me a crit. Give me that beautiful crit. You just dropped me to below 40% HP. Give me that crit. 25% chance. Not a crit. Ah, it's not enough. 199 stress, no extra stress from the act outs. It's not enough. Come on, Fearful, say something dumb. Yes, there you go. Fearful and the act out stress. Oh, Flagellant. Oh, Flagellant. Mr. D just called the Arbalest a really bad word because of the extra stress that she dealt, and I think that's gonna be all she wrote for him. The Flagellant just takes it. I mean, he is absolutely brutal in the stress versus stress matchup. It's just so difficult to deal with him. And right now he can just drop a Rain of Stars. You don't even have to kill the corpses. I mean, if he wants to keep healing himself, then sure, be my guess, he can't heal the stress. And eventually... Finally a pass, by the way. Finally, it's been ages. And now we can actually go for the punish, and that's probably going to be a GG once he clicks. It's not quite enough, because there's minus stress taken on all that. And this Arbalest, she's just not feeling great. He's going to go for the flare. I think that if you got a crit, like for... I don't know, you probably do like 1 to 2 damage with this Arbalest right now. I don't think you can take it. But yeah, we are going to punish Mr. D to defeat, and we are gonna take this match from him just purely on the Flagellant being that strong. So I hope y'all enjoy the match. Give this team a try if you want to. The Man at Arms is pretty much unstunnable, so that's pretty fun. The biggest downside of this team is that, you know, if the Man at Arms gets pulled, then yeah, these 2 characters aren't doing great. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.